we think there is definitely a crossover between fashion, NFT, and art. So we also want to bring together the fans of Vogue and also TRLab community to share the intersection between different fields and disciplines.
If you collect one of 100 things as a collector, let's say you do that for a luxury brand's jacket, you would never be able to find out who owns the other 99 jackets. But now within the digital world, you can do that. So I think it's really a paradigm shift that is not just going to affect art, but going to affect fashion, going to affect luxury and a lot of other spaces.
Hi everyone, it's NEWFORUM once again, and we are super excited and honored to bring you awesome creators, visionaries, founders, and investors on our podcast. And as usual, we love to spark informative conversations on the topics of crypto, the metaverse, NFTs, and everything Web3. And we're powered by New Foundation. And this episode is really special. And if you're into fashion and art and NFTs, stay tuned because we have something really special for you. I have with me Audrey Ou, who is the founder of TRLab, and Layne Gao, who is the head of VOGUE Partnership at TRLab. And TRLab is a full-service platform that fuses NFT technology with fine art. And I'm very excited to talk with Audrey and Layne today about their journey with TRLabs and the recent VOGUE partnership and what the future holds for art on the blockchain. So hi, Audrey. Hi, Layne. I'm happy to have you on today.
Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to share about our most recent partnerships with Vogue, which Layne has done an incredible job leading, as well as our other partnership that is live with the CALDER Foundation, which has been tremendously exciting for us.
Amazing. So Audrey, maybe we can start, and I want to congratulate you on your recent successes and talk a bit more about TRLab. And could you maybe take me back to the start, and what was the initial spark that led you to founding the NFT platform?
Yeah, so I'm actually a co-founder of TRLab. We were very lucky to get started. Essentially, what had happened was Dragonfly Capital, which is a crypto venture fund. I think they've actually rebranded themselves to Dragonfly without capital. But my family's quite close with the founder of Dragonfly, Bo. And we had previously founded an art museum in Shanghai called Art Museum. So last year, about a month or so after the crazy Beeple sale, Bo had reached out to us and he had this idea that he wanted to bring together a group of people that could incubate a platform that could really bridge the digital and traditional art worlds. And so we started from there. The idea of TRLab and TR as tabula rasa, which means blank slate in Latin, all came from the amazing Dragonfly team. But I found out about TRLab after my family invested as Rockbund Art Museum. And then I was very lucky to come on as the first employee and co-founder. And the board approved me to be the CEO a month and a half after I started.
Wow, amazing. Congratulations on that. And I want to know from you quickly, when you first heard about NFTs, and the Web3 space, what got your curiosity, especially about the space?
I think as someone, I grew up really watching YouTube and supporting a lot of smaller creators. And I always thought to myself, whenever I follow a creator or subscribe to a creator when they have 100 followers, when they grow to 10,000, I'm very excited for their growth, but I'm wondering if there are more ways that I could be involved in the growth. And so I think NFTs and Web3 as a premise to give back more to the creator economy was very exciting to me. And then I think on the other hand is I was very fortunate to grow up within the traditional art world and have access to really special things like getting to know artists and seeing artist studios and learning, getting to see spaces that aren't open to the general public. And one of the things that has always really mattered to me is about making that more accessible in a way that makes sense, where I have a lot of friends who are art enthusiasts and young collectors that aren't able to collect art because there are gatekeepers who they may not have enough money and they may not know enough people within the art world. And so I think NFTs is also a paradigm shift where it doesn't matter who you know or how much you own. It more matters that you're spending time learning about art and spending time learning about different platforms that are out there. And so that is really special to me.
Amazing. So Layne, I want to know, you as the head of partnerships for the Vogue projects, how did you come to this opportunity, and what is kind of like the bigger vision of this oceanic metaverse that you guys are building?
Thank you, Joyce. I'm very happy to be part of TRLab team, and we actually got in contact with Vogue because our co-founder Liaison, who knew the Vogue's team, and the Meta Ocean is actually one of their yearly biggest ventures, and especially focusing on the metaverse. And they actually built the virtual exhibition, which emphasized the ocean and the ecosystem. And they also reached out to us that they wanted to do this NFT project. And we have worked with digital artists before, but this was also very exciting for us because it's the first time that we work with a fashion brand or a magazine brand. And they recommended a number of digital artists who participated in the Meta Ocean online exhibition. And we also thought their portfolio was very great, and they created 10 to 15 artworks for the NFT collaboration in specific. And we were excited that the project was successfully launched yesterday, and each artwork is now online. You can check them out on vogue.trlab.com. And we're also planning to do more AMAs and virtual events with Vogue and all the artists. And we look forward to what's going to happen next. And the artists, as I mentioned, were selected and recommended by Vogue's global editions. So we have artists from Australia, from India, and also from China who jointly work together to make this happen. Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations on that. And yeah, it's very exciting to see this bridge between the art world and the fashion world. And we know Vogue as one of the most important players in this in the fashion world. So I'm wondering from your side, Layne, what does like gaming, NFTs, art, and all these things, like what do they have to do with fashion, and how's this changing, like the current art world and the fashion world and the gaming world? How's this all merging, and why is this so exciting for you as well?
I think for the Vogue partnership with TRLab specifically, we focus more on fine art. And since all the digital artists have collaborated with Vogue before on fashion events, and some of them also designed like fashion coutures or fashion costumes for Vogue. But this time for the project, they focus more on the art creation. So all the works are more like digital artwork instead of like fashion. But we think there is definitely a crossover between fashion, NFT, and art. So we also want to bring together the fans of Vogue and also TRLab community to share the intersection between different fields and disciplines. Yeah, and Audrey, if you would like to add more to this point, please feel free to add.
Yeah, I think what our focus with using art with NFT technology, part of that mission is definitely around educating and servicing traditional artists and enter into the space. And so that has included TAI, that's also included CALDER Foundation. And for those of you who are listening who may not have heard of CALDER Foundation before, CALDER Foundation was created to preserve the legacy of Alexander Calder, who's one of the most famous sculptors within 20th century. I would say that within the art world, the name recognition and the relevance of the CALDER Foundation is on par with Picasso and a lot of the really seen as a leading foundation out there that has done an amazing job in preserving and widening the recognition around an artist's work. I think that to add a little color into what Layne said with regarding how we started working with Vogue, one of my co-founders, Singly Cohen, had actually been interviewed for a Vogue feature piece by Margaret Zhang last year, and had mentioned to Margaret that TRLab is a new NFT venture that she started to work on. And we stayed in touch with the Vogue team who were very curious about Web3, and ultimately we're very happy to help them in entering the space with exploring around more editorial efforts. The reason why I'm so excited with the Vogue sale is twofold. The first is that I think we're working with a lot of diverse digital artists, as Layne said, that are new to the space, and there are also a lot of female artists involved, which I think it's very special to highlight. All of these artists were selected by Vogue, by the global Vogue teams, for the work that they've done for Vogue globally. And the second thing, which I think is very exciting, is that Vogue is actually offering membership, a 1-year membership to anyone who purchases the NFT for Vogue Club or Vogue Business. And altogether, I think it's a very exciting way for Vogue and Condé Nast to explore what it's like for fashion to interact with digital art, because as Layne said, there's a big intersection between the two, with so many of the digital artists having done photography or fashion covers or other work for Vogue in the past.
Right, and it just seems like the NFT technology is just widening the space for art to be appreciated, like not only just fashion, not only art, but also editorials and curation is appreciated. And I think you also mentioned in the CALDER Foundation article, I think you said there will be this is an example of a new kind of NFT experiences. And I'm wondering, do you think like we are at a point where we look back in time now and we think, oh, this was a revolutionary time for art? Because you also mentioned that maybe accessing art was very much difficult before. You have to attend certain shows, you have to have a network, and now you can almost buy NFTs online. You don't have to necessarily show your identity or be so out there in the public with buying and investing, and even younger people can now start. So I'm wondering, from your perspective, like, is this going to change the art market and the way we perceive art?
So I think that's a little bit of a tough question to answer, because I don't necessarily think it's separated, where we've seen there be traditional art collectors who have started being interested in digital art. And we've also seen collectors who their first ever NFT was with TRLab, become a big art NFT collector, collecting over 200 digital pieces of art, and now turning into or being interested in fitting their homes with physical pieces. So I really think it's an and instead of or in terms of the relationship of, I feel like it's great for the art world to think about bringing in a new audience. And it almost feels like, to me, it's a new generation of prints that also enables access to the artist, and where if you collect one of 100 things as a collector, let's say you do that for a luxury brand's jacket, you would never be able to find out who owns the other 99 jackets. But now within the digital world, you can do that. So I think it's really a paradigm shift that is not just going to affect art, but going to affect fashion, going to affect luxury and a lot of other spaces. And that is why we feel like brands such as Vogue are super interested in exploring different narratives and editorials around Web3.
Yes. So also with building like a metaverse NFT platform, I'm wondering, what is your perception of the metaverse? Are we already like entering this metaverse space, or is it yet fully realized? Like, how do you think is this realized with the metaverse in general?
So I'm curious to hear what Layne thinks here, but for me, I think that the metaverse is very primitive to start. That I do feel like there are a lot of different worlds and platforms popping up that is better utilizing Unity and other tools for a more realistic graphic. We've actually been in talks with different architects to do a very interesting project on chain. But I think a lot of them have just not been attracted to the level of graphics that are used within the metaverse right now. I'm curious to see where the development would go. I do believe in the premise of a metaverse and in people living and socializing within digital spaces. I don't know how exactly that would look in the future, but I know that even with Vogue, even with MetaOcean, that's something that I think a lot of people are exploring. So Layne, if you have anything to add with that in context with what Vogue's doing with MetaOcean would be great.
Yeah, thank you, Audrey. And I agree with what you said. I also think metaverse is really important for the general development of NFT and digital art. And I think for Vogue this time, their Meta Ocean was quite impressive, not only from the online version, but just another information that Vogue is having their 130-year anniversary exhibition in Shanghai, and it's a huge exhibition which occupies 5 floors of one museum in Shanghai, and they actually built a special room where they represent the Meta Ocean like physically, and people who get into that room can interact and enter the world with I don't know how to like a remote control, and can actually go into the under the sea and see all of the artworks that are exhibited there. And I believe the link to the Vogue site is also on their website and in their articles. So if anyone's interested, they can go in the Meta Ocean and see the artworks that are exhibited, and some of the artworks are also included in our NFT sale. I mean, the artist artworks. So I think it's a great way for people to actually feel how the work is like from the metaverse and from the digital representation. And as Audrey said, I believe the architects and a lot of graphic designers are also trying to see the new possibilities of the metaverse development, and we really look forward to what it can fuse with the NFT technology and other things in the future.
Well, yeah, that's quite revolutionary and impressive. Yeah, we're gonna link everything in the bio for you to check it out. And the exhibition sounds amazing. And I think we're going to see more and more of these like VR and AR exhibitions in museums. And I'm quite excited and impressed to see that happen. I'm wondering, so for the creators who are joining the program or who are building on TRLab, what is the vision for that, or what is the long-term vision for TRLab? I would love to hear a bit about what you guys have plans and yeah, the overall long-term vision.
I think what we want to do is I think there are aggregators like OpenSea that every single NFT you can find on OpenSea. There are also platforms like Super Rare and Foundation that are very focused on servicing digital artists. I think what we want to do, the crux of it is to service traditional artists and institutions in entering into the space that is brand aligned and that befits their mission of what they want to accomplish. And so I think that really means a more high touch experience. If you go onto our website, you can see that the experience that we built out for Vogue, for CALDER, is very different. And it's always in thinking about our partners' needs and what they're looking for in terms of coming into the space. So we really do custom work from dreaming up the right NFT experience all the way to thinking about community storytelling and custom smart contract building. On the other hand, I think within 5 to 10 years, the ultimate goal is for TRLab to be TRLab to be everyone's first art NFT. The idea is that one, we have access to this amazing supply of artists that trust us, that we've built up relationships with, that want to work with us. On the other hand, we believe that there's a lot to be done on education with both sides, for both people who may be crypto traders, investors learning about art for the first time and getting interested in art because of us, or for people who are art enthusiasts that would not be interested in NFTs otherwise. We are very focused on bringing these two cohorts together and in creating a new community where fine art conversation can live on within Web3.
Amazing. Yeah, it sounds like you really found like the sweet spot in building this like interconnection between a brand and what their vision is, and making this possible. And I think this is really what we've been missing as well, like the interoperability and interface. Like, how are these brands are really going to live in the metaverse? How are we really going to facilitate a platform that can really showcase what they want that to look like, because we've never done that before. And I think that's why you guys are really thriving right now. And yeah, I'm wondering to Layne and Audrey, what is something you're looking forward to in the future in general for TRLabs, or in the work that you're doing? And yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
I'm definitely look forward to what TRLab is going to release, and it's sort of excited to see the VOGUE partnership and the CALDER question that have been announced. And we look forward to working with more artists, either traditional fine art artists or digital artists in the future on the new Web3 space. And for me personally, since I came from a traditional art background, and I really, I'm actually really into new media artworks. So being part of the team, I also look forward to working with artists and brainstorm with them together on how their work can be more creative for the audience by using the technology. It's also a great pleasure to be part of the team and work with so many great projects.
I think Layne covered it. I feel very lucky to be working with a great team of people. We are small but mighty, and it's crazy because right now we've launched 2 big projects for us, and earlier within the year, doing a project like one project that we're doing now would have taken us 3 months for our entire team, but we've gone a lot more efficient and at growing and building, and so are getting a lot faster at building things, especially within I think the current market conditions has been pretty crazy to me, that we are still receiving interest from partners, from traditional artists who want to enter into the space but don't know how. So I'm very excited to continue doing that and to share our upcoming partnerships with everyone who is interested in fashion or fine art, or things like getting access to Vogue Club and Vogue Business. I think this is a really cool way to play around within Web3 right now, and there's a lot that we need to improve on, but we're very happy and grateful to have gotten to where we are.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see where all of this is going. It seems like you guys are in the right position to make everything happen. And yeah, for the creators and fashion designers who are mostly our audience, go check out TRLab and also the VOGUE partnership. And we're going to link everything down below. And I want to thank Layne and Audrey today for taking the time with me and explaining the journey into the project and how they're doing with TRLab. And we are super excited to see what else is coming out of these collaborations and these what they're doing with the brands and the VOGUE partnership. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. Audrey, Layne, where can we find the project on Twitter and the website and everything? Could you quickly explain that to the audience?
Yeah, so our website is TRLab.com. Our VOGUE partnership is at vogue.trlab.com. But if you go on trlab.com and go through partnerships, you should be able to find the subsite really easily. We are on Twitter at TRLab_, and I believe Layne can also share our Discord link with everyone shortly.
Layne, and if there's people who are interested in creators or even engineers, where can they best go to find out more about TRLabs?
I mean, they can always come to our website, just as Audrey mentioned, to learn more about us and our past partnerships. And they're also welcome to join our Discord to become a member of the community. And we have many kind and nice community managers who will who are happy to be reached out. And if they have any interest to join TRLab or know more about our partnerships, they're definitely more than welcome to.
Amazing. We linked the Discord as well down below. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time with me today. I'm looking forward to all of the great NFTs and things that are coming out with TRLab. And thank you guys for tuning in today, and we see you in the next episode.